Sunex has some new tools out, but will you truly be blown away? Yes, we agree. That was a pretty cheesy opening. However, Sunex does have some new tools out. Let's go ahead and get started. Sunex Tools has several new products hitting the market and thought we would cover these. Now, don't mistaken when we cover new tools and just kind of cover the release of them. Don't mistaken that with a true review. We will actually label the review a review when we're reviewing them, and we'll use them and give our feedback on them. Now, we may give some feedback on what we're seeing here, but this is more or less just kind of covering what are new releases and what's coming down the line, if you will. And starting with, these are the new Sunex bits. And this is a 37-piece bit socket set. Comes in the EVA foam. And you see they're labeled. We get several different variations of these bits. They're all 3/8 drive. So we have the 3/8. I'm sure that's probably chrome vanadium. But we have everything from Phillips. So Phillips 1, 2, and 3. And then we have the posi drive Phillips. So when you see a PZ2, that's actually a posi drive. A little different format than a typical Phillips bit. And then we get into the hex bits, hex 1/8 inch all the way up to a hex 3/8, and then starting with the H3, which is the hex 3mm. So basically Allen wrench, Allen keys, things like that. That's what these are. So the hex bit from 3mm all the way up to 10mm on the metric drive hex. And then on the torque side, we have T20 all the way up to T55. Now, these are the regular Torx bits, so you don't see a hole here in the tip. However, when we get on down here, we have basically the security Torx, or the T25H or the T20H, and it has the hole in the center for those security Torx fasteners. And that's going to take us all the way up to the T55H, or the T55 security Torx. And then we also get two slotted, or actually 3 slotted drives, which is basically just your slotted drive screwdriver bit. And all of these are in 3/8 drive. I love the fact that they're coming in these EVA foam inserts. Now, many people will say, well, that's just such a waste of space in a toolbox. And that's absolutely fine. You can pull these out, put them on rails if you want to, but the fact is you can get this whole set for 51 bucks, somewhere around that $51 range, and that comes with the labeled EVA foam as well as all the bits as well. So if you want to throw away the foam, you can, but if not, if somebody wants that organization in their drawer, I like a setup like that, then you can easily just take this, lay it down in the drawer, and now you know what's missing and you know what's in place. And by the way, we talked about the bases being chrome vanadium. The tips are made from S2 tool steel. Now, I will tell you, our favorite product is back here, but I'm going to have to wait till last to actually see that. You've probably already seen it. But anyway, it's a really cool tool that I can't wait to talk about. Now, I've got some new wrenches coming out as well, again in the foam cases. This is the SAE setup. We get 13 pieces from 3/8, 5/16, and quarter, I guess from 1/4 inch. So from 1/4 inch all the way up to 1 inch. And we have 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, 1/2 inch, 9/16, 5/8, 11/16, 3/4, 13/16, 7/8, 15/16, and 1 inch. So no skips in there. Didn't know if I could have just said whether or not we get the 15/16 and the 11/16. But anyway, so we get all the wrenches in there without any skips. Again, a 13-piece set. It does have the V-groove design, and basically that's this little slot in here, and the way this is molded here to keep the pressure that's applied to the fastener on the flats of the fastener and not on the points of the fastener. So you see the relief cuts here in the corners, so you kind of get a rounded out area there, as well as there, and here and here. So all the, basically at the corners of the fasteners and at the corners of the wrench, it's all relieved there to, again, put all the pressure and all the force on the sides of the fasteners. Typical 12-point design on the closed-in or boxed-in wrench. And just a really good-looking chrome wrench. Nice thin beam here. And let's just grab a common wrench. So let's grab the 9/16, and I'll kind of give you a measurement of the thickness of the beam. Looks like right at a 1/4 inch thick, 225 thousandths, and then across the beam, or width of the beam, and a little over a 1/2 inch, so 555 thousandths of an inch. And then right here at the head, 300 thousandths of an inch thick here. So nice thin beam wrench. That's really what I like, is just a nice standard wrench that's going to fit in a lot of places. And again, comes in the foam case with the labeling. The SAE is the 9909, or the Sunex 9909 is the model number. And the size of this foam is about 15 5/8 inches wide and right at 10 inches deep, 9 3/4 inches deep. And by the way, on the bits, they were 13.5 wide and 9 inches deep. So this is going to run you about $76 for the SAE 13-piece set. And then we have the metric 13-piece set with, again, the same type of design. So we have the V-groove cutouts, or the relieved corners there, to allow the fasteners to be bitten on the flats of the fasteners, or let the wrench bite on the flats of the fasteners. That thin beam design, and we get metric all the way up from 7, so we get the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and we get the 18 and the 19 as well. So no skips on the metric either. And this 13-piece set is going to run you about $70, so a few dollars cheaper than the 13-piece SAE. And we get a limited lifetime warranty on these as well as the bits. So limited lifetime warranty on the metric wrenches, the SAE wrenches, as well as the 3/8 bits. And the size of this foam is 13 inches wide and 9.5 inches deep. Now we're going to get into kind of the power tool segment. Not really power tool, but this is an air tool. And this is the model number SXSW01, or 1001, so SXSW1001, and this is a body saw. So it's it's pneumatic powered. So we have a plug here in the back. Let's get that out of there. And we'll put a nipple in there here in 1 second. So good looking unit here, kind of a safety switch or dead man switch here. Have to rock it forward and then press the trigger, and I'm assuming that is variable speed, so the more we pull, the faster it will go. And here we have the guard here, and I'm assuming we put the blades in here, and included with the kit are 2 blades. So it looks like a 24 tooth blade as well as a 32 tooth blade, and an extra foot or extra guard, whatever you want to call that. Take the screw out, I believe that folds up, yes. So that folds up, and then you'll slide your blades in, and then lock it down there with the Allen wrench. I think, yep, in fact, so if you get it like this, by the way, and the blades won't slide in, see that Allen head or that hex head fastener? That actually needs to be facing the side, so you can just take this by hand, and you can turn this to where those fasteners are straight out the side, and that's going to line up the slot so that you can put in your saw blade. So just understand that when you get it and it won't go in there, it's not that it's defective. And they include the hex keys here with it. That was pretty tight. And so now that will slide all the way in, and it will actually butt up at the bottom, and then you can tighten up your set screws. By the way, I'd snug both sides before you wrench down on them. And I believe I put that blade in upside down, which, by the way, you can put it in either way you want to, but it's kind of opposite than your typical trigger pull, because you see the blades going this way, but again, you can use it that way based on where you're needing to cut. Let's go ahead and stick a nipple in there and just run it. Got my Milton high flow nipple, by the way. Love to use those. And a little Teflon tape on there to seal things up. One of the things I hate the most are air tool leaks. Having an air tool or a blower hooked up and hearing that hissing just drives me crazy. So about 48 wraps of the Teflon tape. No, just joking. Couple of wraps. By the way, this is Blue Monster Teflon tape. See how full that is? Go grab an OD roll off the hardware shelves and see how much is missing there. I think I got this online, and much better tape for much less than your typical stuff at the hardware store. Anyway, just thought I'd go on a little tangent there. Use my Sunex 15 millimeter. I'm sorry, 16 millimeter to tighten that up. And now we should be ready to go. So a really fast saw to cut through that sheet metal. Any body man knows what a lifesaver those can be sometimes for getting into those areas to get that sheet metal out of the way so you can get in and repair that damage. And this will run you about $33 and does not come with the 1/4 inch air nipple, but does come with everything else you see here, the tools, the 2 blades, the 2 feet here as it comes in the box. And then here is my favorite from the group. Not sure why. Yeah, I do know why. It's a pretty cool and functional little tool, something you use all the time. And in fact, I have a recommendation for Sunex. Let's get this out. There's no bottom to it. I wish there were a bottom to it, but that's not real critical. What I do wish is that, in fact, this was actually something that one of our viewers mentioned, because I actually posted this on social media already. And they said, you know, it'd be nice if you could use this to store in your toolbox, which you could, but as you can see, the nipple is not on there. So it'd be nice if you could store that in your toolbox as it is. Now, if it had a bottom in it, all you could do is just kind of cut a slot right here and, you know, leave the nipple on it. But without a bottom in it, once you cut that slit, that's just going to, you know, spread all apart. Anyway, regardless, let's get to the tool. So what comes in the kit is, as you see it right here, and by the way, this is the SXBG01K. So basically, the high volume blowgun kit comes with all these accessories, as you see right here. And let's do the same thing. Then we've got our nipple in there, so it comes with the tip you see on it right here. Just put it on, activate the air. So a really small, steady stream. But you can easily pull this off. If you need to, you can grab a wrench. But here's the cool thing, or one of the cool things, is each one of these tips come with a rubber O-ring gasket on there. So you're not having to really screw these things all the way down to get them to seal. They have a rubber gasket on it. We have 2 different tips here. Longer tips, so one's longer than the other. I do wish that maybe there was a lot longer one, but then of course the package would be even better, or bigger. Bigger, not better. And on the end we have a rubber tip that's protecting it. But again, you see the rubber O-ring right there. So now you just have an extended nozzle. And then my favorite tip is right here. And this is actually an OSHA compliant large diameter VENTURI tip. So what this does, you see the holes here on the back side. So the air flows from the compressor through this small hole here into this tip. And what it does as air is escaping here, it's pulling more air from around this, creating a VENTURI. So you're creating a lot larger CFM than what may actually just be coming out of the compressor. So you get a lot broader blow. So now you've turned this into, rather than a very precision type of blower, more like a leaf blower, but with a lot of velocity and with a lot broader tip. Anyway, that thing is just really nice. You can blow the floor off with it if you need to, blow the rags out of the shop, whatever you need to do. Definitely blow the sawdust away after cutting all those 2x4s. But this is a really cool blowgun kit, and I believe this is going to cost you about $30 for the whole kit, and a very handy design and even a place to store those extra tips as you're not using them. And let's see if we can fix this here. Oh, actually, it won't go on with that tip, will it? I guess you could pull that tip off. Put that here. And there you have it. Maybe cut it a little bit lower. But again, be nice if it had a bottom to it, and then everything would kind of keep its place. But really cool blowgun kit from Sunex. Well, there you have it. Sunex has some new wrench sets out, as well as some new bits out. We love the fact that it comes in the EVA foam trays, labeled and ready to go. As we mentioned earlier, if you don't like foam trays, if you think they take up too much room, great. Pull them out, put them in rails, put them in your own homemade little concoctions. Whatever you want to do, you can do so. But the fact that you're not having to pay a premium to get them in the foam trays is definitely a plus. Our favorite here is this little blowgun because it comes with various tips, and this Venturi tip really packs a big punch, as far as packing a punch being a lot broader scope, and that Venturi effect literally works in bringing more air in and dispersing it over a wider range. Also, the air or pneumatic body saw, those come in very handy for body guys as well. Or if you're anytime needing to cut away sheet metal, this is a great tool to do that with. And the fact that, what are we at? Somewhere between, all of these are priced between 30 bucks and I think 76 is the top price on the metric set or the SAE set of wrenches. So not a bad price either, and most of these are limited lifetime warranty as well. Hey, check them out for yourself. Also keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. And if you don't mind, would you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already? And by all means, if you hated our video, well, then give us a thumbs down. But would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day. Keep smiling.